came out of the mountains with tired legs, good stories, and just enough birds in the bag to call it a start. The smoke from distant fires hung low, suspended in the hot air over the plains, which is a reminder that September in Montana can bring a number of challenges. This is a different kind of hunt. Bigger walks, longer views, and birds that can see you coming from a mile away. Sharp-tailed grouse and sage grouse. Prairie birds built for open space and early mornings. It's the same boots, the same dogs, but a whole new rhythm. Out here, the land humbles you in a different way. This is Montana Prairie Grouse, and the last stop of our tour.
So first morning, we get up and you could smell smoke in the air, and it looks almost apocalyptic.
And Tyler said, like, hey, this isn't gonna look like a normal spot. This is not what you're gonna see and say, this is great.
I think that whatever plan we start with is gonna go out the window soon.
Well, we got out there and it's like, hey, I have no reason not to trust the bird whisperer, Tyler Webster.
We don't get more than 150 yards into the walk and we see 20 big sage grouse take off on the back side of the area that we're walking, and they don't fly very far. I think is what they were doing is it was so hot outside that we had to be there early. And I think they were flying out of what they typically roost in and were going to like just a couple hundred yards to what they were going to be eating for the morning. Part of the challenge to coming out, specifically in early September, there's a couple of them actually. Heat's going to be a big issue. There's rattlesnakes, but the other part of it is trying to match what these birds are actually eating this time of the year compared to where they're going to be the majority of the year. Number one's going to be grasshoppers, but you can find grasshoppers literally in any piece of cover that you walk through here this time of the year. And the other one's going to be weed seeds.
The smoke's heavy that day, and you could kind of see where they went, and you could tell they're either still on public or, you know, maybe they crossed that fence, but we're going to kind of push into that corner and give it a shot.
The whole time in my mind, I'm thinking, we're not going to get close to these things.
You know, no more than a couple hundred yards more, Tyler and I are walking, his dog CJ goes on point, comes off, real birdie.
Shot, Nate.
And sure enough, first couple get up and one's right out in front of me and I knocked the first one down still. I was on the board early. I mean, 15 minutes into the walk.
Bird gets up, see it fall over, and I was just stoked. Whether I shoot a bird or somebody else shoots a bird, it's that camaraderie, it's being together, it's so much fun.
Watch it, behind you.
Oh.
And then once you started shooting, then we kind of started sneaking back over there a little bit, trying to get in on the action. Nice.
Whoa, CJ, whoa!
Another one popped up and I was able to get that one. I was running my 12-year-old dog, Tika.
Coming at ya!
Come on, big girl.
This is a wild spot to be hunting sage grouse.
This is different. It's not what I've hit
The
before.
sage is a ways. The sage is a ways. But when you walk through here, it's just constant grasshoppers and weed seeds.
They're such dinosaurs.
They're just dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So cool.
Just dinosaurs.
It was just a really cool way to start the morning and what turned out to be one of the better days of chasing these birds that I've had in a long time.
Sage grouse are just an amazing, unique bird, and it's so cool because they have evolved with this landscape.
It took me 4 years of coming out here before I actually realized that you can walk a lot of miles of sagebrush in early September and not really find a lot of sage grouse, because that's not really what they're focusing on this time of the year as far as food. A couple years ago on a trip out here, I kind of just stumbled into this area that was just packed full of sage grouse, and you look around and there's not an actual sagebrush anywhere to be seen. And I couldn't figure it out until I actually got one on the ground and I was able to open up its crop and figure out what it was eating. And then it just started making sense.
That early successional habitat, that's different. In this case was, I'm guessing, a fallow field that had grown up in kochia and other weedy areas, and it didn't look like the best cover. Didn't look like the best cover at all, but they were there for a reason because the food was there.
Right.
So one of the best ways to tackle it is get on the Onyx app, whether it's on desktop or on your phone, and really start trying to identify these areas, because that is going to save you a whole lot of time when it comes to walking around, driving around. I'll find pieces of public land that look like they could be good, but then the thing is, you have to get in the truck, you got to get out and actually confirm that there are birds on that landscape.
Was it grazed? You know, you don't know until you ground truth it. It looks like a great spot, but maybe it's been grazed over and there's not a lot of cover, and they're looking for that grass that's in between the sage.
It's that mix of grass and sage that tends to hold them. But saying that, I've seen sage grouse in sage that was this tall, and I've seen it in this tall. So one of the things you can do is get out and run a dog a little bit, look for droppings, drive around, cruise gravel roads, look for them, and cut down that learning curve and cut down those miles you have to put on your boots in order to find them.
After we knocked down those sage grouse that day, we had hit the back of that property. We're gonna make a loop back, and it's a little different as far as habitat's concerned. It's not exactly the same. You got some of that kochia, you got some, you know, basically barren ground there. It wasn't far after that, all of a sudden there's some sharptail coming up.
And then I hear a shot off to my left, and I turn around and I see Brent, and there's a sharptail going in front of him. And first walk of the day here on the prairie, and we were able to get the 2 bird species that we came here for, trying to do this Montana grouse tour. And it was a moment of kind of elation, I think, for a lot of us, because you never really know when you start out on a project like this if it's going to work out or not. And by 8 o'clock in the morning on the first day on the prairie, we've accomplished what we set out to do.
Montana provides those opportunities for all 5 of these grouse species, and you know, with a few days and some boots on the ground, it's definitely possible, and we pulled it off.
Yep. All on public land too.
All on public land, yeah.
The sharp-tailed grouse is cool because, again, they are very well adapted to this area. What I would be looking for Sharpies is you're definitely going to want to see grass that is at or below knee level, and almost to the point when you're walking in it, your legs are getting tripped up. You want that nice and thick, but you want it short enough so they have the ability to see predators coming. The nice thing is here is there's a lot of that out there, but you're really looking for nuances in terms of, okay, is this too graze? Is this too tall?
Out. Good girl.
If there's pheasants in there, that generally means it's not going to be good Sharpie habitat. That means that's too thick, too tall to support Sharpies.
Oh, what is that, rookie?
So Nate and Brent broke away, and Tyler and I decided we were going to head to a different spot.
Those guys got into a whole bunch of sharptails and sage down there. He said they've been flushing tons of both. They're both limited out on sage.
So I was kicking myself like, dang it, I wanted to, and at this point I hadn't shot a sage grouse this trip. So I was a little bummed.
Now it's starting to get warm.
Yeah. I got the bang bangs.
Bang bangs? Bang bang.
It was a kind of a mixed sage grass habitat bordering small grain field. It bordered a wheat field, which is another big consideration for Sharpies. They do love ag, small grains in particular. So we were excited to go out and give this different landscape a try. I was running Fred and Tyler was running Bo, and we were just having a ball. Dogs crisscrossing across the prairie. It was just poetry in motion. Tyler.
Bo was on point.
Bo goes on point and just looks like $1 million.
Coming this way. Got him.
Nice.
It's like, okay, that's the way it was supposed to work. Bo was just standing there, and we had 3 shots, 3 birds down, and like that is 100% why I bird hunt right there. Every part of that situation was what I love about hunting and running dogs.
Fetch a bird, buddy. Fetch it up. That bird. Come here, buddy.
Good job.
Come on,
Bo.
buddy. Did you find it? Here. Oh, what a good dog.
Excellent.
Benjamin.
Thank you, Bo. On both accounts. Heck yeah. Nice.
You can't bring me to the central prairies of Montana and expect me not to go and look for huns. Huns are absolutely my favorite bird. They're not a prairie grouse species, but we're here, huns are here. Eventually, I'm gonna find a spot.
They thrive in this area, small grains, the right habitat. And the cool thing about huns is that if you see broken down farm equipment, if you see an old homestead, if you see grain bins, it could be a half-acre patch of grass, and there are likely going to be huns that live there. So it makes it easy. You can scan the horizon and be like, yeah, there's probably one over there. And the spot we found was exactly that. We were driving up to this spot, we signed in, it was block management, and sure enough, right in the driveway, there's huns. We see a massive pile of them, probably 30, 40 plus, running down the road. It's like, whoa, all right, like it's go time. So we dropped dogs. I had Amos and he had old Rusty, and we were gonna go chase after huns.
All right, buddy. Find them. Find them. Dude, I bet they ran up there into those hay bales.
Oh, they're up on top.
Yep.
All of a sudden, I mean, it was just like everything came uncorked.
The heck? Whoa!
Whoa! Rusty, whoa! Whoa!
Jeez Louise. Dang.
The classic hun covey rise was just spectacular. And I did my fair share of missing, but I think I knocked down a few birds. Tyler's a dead eye, so of course he's gonna knock down birds.
Out. Out.
Did you get one or?
I got two. More in here. And we started pushing, and there's dogs on point, and there's birds flushing, and there's retrieves happening, and then we get into another covey and another covey.
Oh. Dang! That was about as pretty as it gets.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh, I
You picked
did?
it up, yeah.
Oh wow. There's more of them. Good boy, Amos.
That's enough.
That is plenty.
That's enough. Good boy. Thank you. Hey, hey, hey. Whoa. Out. Hey, hey. Thank you. That was wild.
Holy cow. That was pandemonium.
That was pandemonium.
Ready? Here, I'll show you my best lab trick. Back. Look at that. He can run line.
God, look at that dog.
Oh.
Look at that dog.
Wow.
That's
Dude. That's crazy.
Montana block management at its finest right there.
Wow. Hun numbers are
Pretty
apparently
good.
Pretty good this year.
Pretty
That's
good.
insanity. Yeah, absolute insanity.
That was one of the bigger coveys, and it was obviously a
Multiple.
couple, multiple coveys, but they were all nice sized, very healthy birds.
Yeah.
So last morning of this hunt, we decided we're gonna key in on a little bit different piece of property than what we've hunted before.
It was a beautiful day. We had a nice stiff breeze. The thing about Sharpies is they like terrain, and this spot had some terrain Also, as we found out, we dropped the dogs, and it also had a lot of cactus, which makes it a little difficult. So about 10 minutes into the hunt, Amos locks up on point. We walk up, nothing was going down. He had deflated a little bit. So it's like, well, I know there's birds around here somewhere, but not quite sure. We walk another 15 yards and Sharpies start to get up. Had one come up, was able to shoot that one. Another came up, knocked that one down. So I had a double right off the bat. Great start to the morning.
And then walked just a little bit further. Third one got up. Probably the best sight picture I had this whole trip. And I whiffed 2 shots, threw it up in the air, but I was behind that bird and it just got away from me. His first bird of the morning, and maybe I was still wiping the boogers out of my eye or something, but that one got away and I caught some flack for that, but that's how hunting goes. And we got out of there. We wanted to hunt a little bit more, thought it'd be good, but man, that cactus was tearing us up, so we decided to switch some spots up. And it was a good thing we did. We got to another spot. Man, couple 100 yards. Dogs are a little birdy, they're doing all right. Sure enough, a group of sage grouse get up. Must have been 6, 8 of them, and I knocked one down. So that was my first bird for the day. Another sage grouse.
We've got sage grouse on the mind, and it was pretty quiet all the way until you get to the end. It's why you walk all the way to the end of these properties every time. Touch the fence post. And sure enough, birds start getting out.
And we walked another 30 yards, and out of nowhere, the biggest sage grouse that I've ever seen gets up. And it was just, I mean, it's a sight that I'll always remember.
If you can imagine those old school cartoon buzzards, that's what I thought came out of the grass. I saw feathers coming everywhere. I was like, huh, that's interesting. It's like, that's a sage grouse, but it looks different.
Maisie's retrieving it, bringing it back to me, and it's, I mean, that thing's as big as she is, just carrying that thing back. She brings it in, I pick it up, and I'm like, holy cow, I can't believe I got that. This time of year, too, for that big of a bird to be just sitting like that, a mature bird. I mean, they are an impressive bird when they are full grown. They get up, those wing flaps going, and man, stoked that I was able to knock that one down.
The thing to remember is that the sagebrush ecosystem is one of the most endangered ecosystems in our country. And a lot of these birds, especially sage grouse, depend on this landscape to survive. So the cool thing about PFQF is it's the habitat organization, right? So while a lot of people think pheasants and quail, the initiatives going into working on these landscapes from PF and QF far extends pheasants and quail.
Absolutely. It's never just one bird, it's upland habitat in general for every species that uses that habitat, and for us to have the opportunities to come out and do this and just see these birds and have them around and know that they exist. And you know, the work that we do is to help all of these birds, regardless what species, so that they're here forever.
There goes that one, get it! Nice shot!
Montana's got it all. And we saw that. We saw that from the landscapes in hunting forest grouse, mountain grouse, and then to switch over to the plains and see some more incredible species, you know, your sharptail and your sage grouse.
It's kind of a complete trip. You get to see all these different locations, all these different sceneries, all these different birds, and they all act differently.
And it's vast, but you can get to these places in little time and really have a great experience on all of it.
The cool thing is we are all out here for the same reasons. We love our bird dogs and we love chasing upland birds.
Fantastic group of people. I couldn't ask for anything better, and a better group of people to go with.
And we were able to experience the beauty of Montana, from the mountain streams to the high spruce forest all the way down to the smoke-filled plains filled with sagebrush and the birds that inhabit them.
And being able to go with this group of people was the best part of the trip for me.